Today, Railway will take you to the most mountainous country in Europe, Switzerland. A paradise for train travellers, as this is one of the most finely intertwined and heavily travelled railway networks in the world. The combined length of the railway tracks of this small alpine country total 5,000 kilometres. Partly for this reason, Switzerland is an important transport junction between northern and southern Europe. Furthermore, their efficient and often spectacular routes make these Swiss trains an excellent means for tourists to discover the country. With the Rhaetian Railway as host, we will follow 3 different train routes through the most touristic canton of Switzerland, Graubünden. We begin our journey in Chur, the capital of Graubünden. From this point, trains depart to world-renowned winter resorts such as St. Moritz and Davos. The surrounding Alps are the major tourist attraction, but Chur itself is also a worthwhile stop. 5,000 years old, Chur is the oldest city of Switzerland. The historic heart of the city is a mixture of Roman, Gothic and Baroque styles and is reminiscent of times long gone when Chur fulfilled an important political role. It was from here that the powerful bishops controlled the major alpine passes. Nowadays, these passes are utilized by fervent skiers, snowboarders and hikers who find Chur to be a pleasant starting base. With great regularity, a red train appears from the Rhaetian Railway. It transports travellers to and from the mountain village of Arosa, but also functions as a tram in Chur. Rather than riding directly to the station, it makes various stops in the city centre to pick up and drop off passengers. By now, it's time for us to leave. We take our seats in one of the best-known trains of the Rhaetian Railway, the Bernina Express. The Bernina Express goes through Bergün on its way to the village of Brusio, just before the Italian destination Tirano. The southbound route is known to be one of the most spectacular in Switzerland. And although the journey begins quietly, the reason why becomes more apparent as we proceed. The track rides straight through the mountains, with countless twists and turns, over narrow bridges and along deep ravines. We cross over the Solis Bridge, 90 meters above the water. Although it's just a taste of things to come, some are already feeling pangs of vertigo. Then we set course for one of the best-known flyovers of Switzerland, the Landwasser flyover, fastened between two dark tunnels 65 metres high and 136 metres long, a nightmare for the faint-hearted, but a splendid architectural masterpiece. We arrive in Filisur for a brief stop. It's a small town that primarily functions as a transfer point. From this point, trains continue in various directions.
Schnell zu Großem Ritz mit Halt in Berlin zur Regelung und zur Bernina. Nach Davos umsteigen bitte.
Armed with sleds and skis, passengers board the train to the famous ski resort of Davos or board the Bernina Express, as we do, to continue our journey. We arrive at the crowded ski resort of Bergun. Everyone with a sled gets off the train. A 5-kilometer slope seems to be a popular destination for a sleigh ride. With the camera strapped over our shoulder and our lives in jeopardy, we take our chances going downhill. After several dives into the snow, we opt for the comfort of the Bernina Express. Through a pristine white landscape, we begin a 2,000-meter climb, a ride with countless tunnels, bridges, and winding bends. Almost 2,000 meters high, we descend into a flat valley and pass the station of Samedan, an important connection for winter sports enthusiasts who are active in the surrounding Bernina Mountains. Our train joins the railway line it was named for, the Bernina Railway Line, a unique line as it's the only one in Switzerland that crosses through the Alps without using any tunnels. We ride through some avalanche passageways. The construction of these passageways is certainly no luxury. An avalanche once caused part of the Eurasian railway line to shift a total of 8 meters. The construction of the avalanche passageways has meant an end to similar railway disasters, including a winter stop of up to 7 months for trains. Slowly but surely, the icy landscape gives way to fertile green land. We set course to our final destination, the village of Bruzio. Within 40 kilometers, the train will descend almost 2,000 meters. No easy task, but a spectacular turn flyover enables the train to stay in control as it makes the steep descent. The turn flyover at Bruzio marks the end of our southbound train journey through Graubünden. We must return to Chur and from there head in a northerly direction so that we can travel by way of Landquart to the famous ski resort of Davos. Meanwhile, at the station at Landquart, one of the showpieces of the Eurasian Railway has been retrieved from storage, an old steam locomotive. The locomotive is pointed in the correct riding direction on a rotating disc. The perfectly maintained old-timer is now only used for special weekend trips. This way it stays in good condition and train lovers can enjoy its beautiful, old-fashioned charm. Thoroughly warmed up and set for the right course, the train is ready for departure. At one time there were 57 steam locomotives riding the Rhaetian railway lines, until modern technologies slowly but steadily replaced them with electric trains. This steam locomotive is one of 3 that was spared from destruction. We're following a popular route of the Rhaetian Railway, the service to Davos. Even now, the train will have to climb hard, but on its own, our aged steam locomotive isn't able to pull it off anymore. That's the reason for hitching this other locomotive. Although old itself, it's electric and therefore stronger. We've arrived in the highest city of Europe, Davos. Now known worldwide by both amateur and professional athletes, this city was once a small farming village. A foreign doctor discovered the healing powers of the mountain climate, and within 100 years, the small village developed into an international health resort. In the healthy air of Davos, tens of thousands have recovered from tuberculosis. After World War II, medical advancements made sanatoriums unnecessary, and these were transformed into modern hotels. Where farmers once worked their fields, 70% of the inhabitants now depend on trade and tourism for their livelihood. The Holspoorweg commemorates an important man in Davos history, Willem Jan Holspoor. This Dutch banker was the founder of the Rhaetian Railway. Thanks to him, Davos not only got its first railway, but his financial contributions also made the construction of the first spa hotels and guest pensions possible. We make a steep climb in a cable train to one of these former spa hotels, Berghotel Schatzalp. The attractive location in the tranquil mountain environment makes the hotel a favorite resort for conference delegates, winter sports athletes and hikers. Heavy snowfall causes the only disturbance of this tranquility. special equipment is used to keep the paths around the hotel accessible. No guest is going to fall here, but what about higher up? With a snowboard strapped to our feet, we head for the Jakobshorn slope. While skiers and snowboarders leave the slope late in the afternoon and are on their way for après-ski in Davos village, we move on to one of the stations. Here we begin the last stretch of our journey through wintry Switzerland. The track once again brings us in the direction of the small village Filisur, the same transfer point that we reached earlier from Chur. With this last train ride, we complete the circle Chur, Davos, Chur. For one last time, we can enjoy the snowy world as it reflects the sunlight. We're awed by the skill of the engineers of the Rhaetian Railway, who were able to open up the Alps to the outside world with their 485 bridges and 116 tunnels. We approach one of the most important landmarks on this route, the Wiesen flyover, one of the largest in Switzerland. We're bewildered by the many impressions that the spectacular railwork of Switzerland has left us with. So we've reached the end of our magnificent alpine journey. Next time, Railway rides every train lover's fantasy, the pride of Africa, from Zimbabwe to South Africa.